morning. It is Tuesday morning. Good morning, Tony. You made it today. Awesome. I was just going to text you and tell you I'm live. Give it a couple of seconds and let people come in. I hope everybody's having a great morning so far. I am. I went for my first walk a couple hours ago, and I walked a mile and a half. Hello, Lily. Good morning. So yeah, I walked a mile and a half already this morning. I added on a couple more blocks, so pretty soon I'll be up to work walking the 4 miles. I'm trying to get myself up to 5 at least, so that way I could do a 5K walking it, not running it, because y'all know I can't run. I'll end up tripping. But anyways, it is a meeting day. So if you weren't here on Sunday, this last Sunday was my last Sunday AA meeting. I'm going to be working on Sundays, Saturdays, and Sundays, so I will probably only be doing one AA meeting a week. I don't like it, but I needed to work, so I'm going to work. Anyways, I'm Sandra, and I'm an alcoholic. God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. So please be mindful, be respectful of people in chat. Don't harass them. Don't be judging each other. We all have one thing in common, is that we have something that we want to quit. And for most of us in here is alcohol. So my name's Sandra, and I'm an alcoholic. Step 1, we admitted we were powerless over alcohol, that our lives had become unmanageable. 2, came to believe that a power greater is sanity. 3, it is to turn our will lives over the care of God as we understood Him. 4, made a searching and fearless moral inventory of ourselves. 5, admitted to God ourselves and to another. 6, we're entirely ready to have God remove all these defects, to remove our shortcomings. Made a list of all persons we had harmed and become willing to make amends to them all. 10, continue to take inventory and when wrong, promptly admit it. 11, sought through prayer and meditation to improve our conscious contact with God as we understood Him, praying only for knowledge of His will for us and the power to carry that out. 12, having had a spiritual awakening as a result of these steps, we try to carry this message to alcoholics and to practice these principles in all our affairs. Afternoon coffee. So because we are in the traditions now, which I put the book name, the story, the page, the step, the whatever, I always put it in the description. And so if you want to follow along in your own book, it's there if you are wondering. But it's okay because I'm going to read it anyways. So we're in traditions, and I'm going to read the traditions, and then we'll get into tradition 1. 1, our common welfare should come first. Personal recovery depends upon AA unity. 2, for our group purpose, there is but one ultimate authority, a loving God as He may express express himself in our group conscience. Our leaders are but trusted servants, they do not govern. 3. The only requirement for AA membership is a desire to stop drinking. 4. Each group should be autonomous except in matters affecting other groups or AA as a whole. 5. Each group has but one primary purpose: to carry its message to the alcoholic who still suffers. 6. An AA group ought never endorse, finance, or lend the AA name to any related facility or outside enterprise, lest problems of money, property, and prestige divert us from our primary purpose. Every AA group ought to be fully self-supporting, declining outside contributions. 8. Alcoholics Anonymous should remain forever non-professional, but our service centers may employ special workers. 9. AA as such ought never be organized, but we may create service boards or committees directly responsible to those they serve. 10. Alcoholics Anonymous has no opinion on outside issues, hence the AA name ought never be drawn into public controversy. 11. Our public relations policy is based on attraction rather than promotion. We need always maintain personal anonymity at the level of press, radio, and films. And 12. Anonymity is the spiritual foundation of all our traditions, ever reminding us to place principles before personalities. Like I said, we're on tradition 1. Our common welfare comes first. Personal recovery depends upon AA unity. The unity of Alcoholics Anonymous is the best cherished quality our society has. Our lives, the lives of all to come, depend squarely upon it. We stay whole or AA dies. Without unity, the heart of AA would cease to beat. Our world arteries would no longer carry the life-saving grace of God. His gift to us would be spent aimlessly back again in their caves. Alcoholics would reproach us and say, "What a great thing AA might have been." Does this mean, some will anxiously ask, that in AA the individual doesn't count for much? Is he to be dominated by his group and swallowed up in it? We can certainly answer this question with a loud no. We believe there isn't a fellowship on earth which lavishes more devoted care upon its individual members. Surely there is none which more jealously guards the individual's right to think, talk, and act as he wishes. No AA can compel another to do anything. Nobody can be punished or expelled. Our 12 steps to recovery are suggestions. The 12 traditions which guarantee AA's unity contains not a single don't. They repeatedly say we ought, we never, and we must, or you must. Just a minute. To many minds, all this liberty for the individual spells sheer anarchy. Every newcomer, every friend who looks at AA for the first time is greatly puzzled. They see liberty verging on license, yet they recognize at once that AA has an irresistible strength of purpose and action. How, they ask, can such a crowd of anarchists function at all? How can they possibly place their common welfare first? What in heaven's name holds them together? Those who look closely soon have the key to this strange paradox. The AA member has to conform to the principles of recovery. His life actually depends upon obedience to spiritual principles. If he deviates too far, the penalty is sure and swift, by sickness, and dies. At first he goes along because he must, but later he discovers a way of life he really wants to live. Moreover, he finds he cannot keep this priceless gift unless he gives it away. Neither he nor anybody else can survive unless he carries the AA message. The moment this 12th step work forms a group, another discovery is made that most individuals cannot recover unless there is a group. Realization draws that he is but a small part, a great whole, small part of a great whole. That no personal sacrifices is too great for preservation of the fellowship. He learns that the clamor of desire and ambition within him must be silenced whenever these could damage the group. It becomes plain that the group must survive or the individual will not. So at the outset, how best to live and work together as groups become the prime question. In the world about us, we saw personalities destroying whole peoples. The struggle for wealth, power, and prestige was tearing humanity apart as never before. If strong people were stalemated in the search for peace and harmony, what has become of our erratic band of alcoholics? As we had once struggled and prayed for individual recovery, just so earnestly did we commence to quest for the principles through which AA itself might survive. On anvil of experience, the structure of our society was hammered out countless times in as many cities and hamlets. We reenacted the story of Eddie Rickenbacker and his courageous company when their plane crashed in the Pacific. Like us, they had suddenly found themselves saved from death, but but still floating upon a perilous sea. How well they saw that their common welfare came first. None might become selfish of water or bread. Each needed to consider the others, and in abiding faith, they knew they must find their real strength. And this they did find, in measure to transcend all the effects of their frail craft. Every test of uncertainty, pain, fear, and despair, and even the death of one. Thus has it been with AA. By faith and by works, we have been able to build upon the lessons of an incredible experience. They live today in the 12 traditions of Alcoholics Anonymous, which God willing shall sustain us in unity for so long as He may need us. So basically, it's saying that we can't do it on our own. We need to have the group. And in order to have the group, we all have to be sharing parts of life with the group to give everybody, to know that they can talk about their issues and that I look very dark because the sun is that way instead of in front of me. I can move over, I guess. Let me move it over. Let me turn you that way. How's that? Now am I better? But basically, it's all right. When I have the light behind me, it makes me really dark. So I didn't even think to move over. This one's really short, but like right here, we stay whole or AA dies. Without unity, the heart of AA would cease to beat. Our world arteries would no longer carry the life-giving grace of God. His gift to us would be spent aimlessly. Back again in their caves, alcoholics would reproach us and say, what a great thing it might have been. You see, if I hadn't found AA, I probably would not be sitting here right now. And that's being truthful. Because the second time I went out, so I went out when I had quit drinking for a year, and then I went back out. And when I went back out, there was nothing except for me and chasing my alcohol, having to have it all the time, day and night. Even when I pass out, that's what I was thinking about. It was constant, nonstop. And having a group to be able to go to and say, I'm struggling with this. Can somebody please help me? And being able to have that group there. No, I haven't gone to a meeting for a while other than these. But when I need a meeting, I go to a meeting, and I'm glad that I found that a friend said, hey, meet me at this meeting, because I wouldn't be sitting here 10 years sober if I hadn't have found AA and a sponsor and great friends and sticks together. And yeah, times I wanted to quit AA, but every time I've thought of it, I voiced it to my sponsor, and she said, don't punish AA for something that you can change. And so I had to pray for people in the group, and you want to be stubborn and not do that, but sometimes it's necessary. And the tradition helped realize of how the group works and that we can trust each other and be there for each other and help each other out. And I have to say really quick, congratulations on 1 year to my brother-in-law. Super proud, super happy. He is a very different person now. Uh, he still likes to argue sometimes, but him being sober is a great gift, and I'm glad that he found it. And he doesn't do AA, but he has me and sister. They're always talking about it. And, he knows that if he has questions, he can ask us. And um, you know, for me, AA has become the major purpose of my life, and without having on to a green and having all of my friends that I have sorry about that, it went black for a second. Trying to put my nope. It is up, ding dong. Anyway, yeah, it's being a pain right now. But anyway, I gotta go for my afternoon walk today. Maybe. Depends on how I feel. So, believe me, when you get into the traditions, it does help you to understand in the ways that we think that AA helps people and how we share the message of AA with other people and the why and the how and all of those things. How we work on staying sober and working our steps, and making sure we're paying attention to when we need a meeting to go to a meeting and be a part of life. And I still to this day do the isolating thing to myself sometimes. And I can go a long time with being isolated. It's not fun. A lot goes through my brain when I'm isolating, and sometimes it's not good, but living life on life terms is what I do. I can't do anything else. I have to go how it flows, But anyway, I'm going to read the daily reflection and let you guys go about your day. July 29th, Anonymous Gift of Kindness. As active alcoholics, we were always looking for a handout in one way or another. The 12 Traditions illustrated page 14, sorry. The challenge of the 7th tradition is personal. Challenge reminding me to share and give of myself. Before sobriety, the one thing I ever supported was my habit of drinking. Now my efforts are a smile, a kind word, and kindness. I saw that I had to start carrying my own weight and to allow my new friends to walk with me, because through the practice of the 12 steps and 12 traditions, I've never had it so good. That is true. That is so true. Anyways, I love you guys. Be safe out there. Be kind, and congratulations, Will. I'm proud of you. I love you guys. Remember, if you're dealing with an addiction, please call Alcoholics Anonymous or Narcotics Anonymous. There are groups out there that can help you and will help you and free. So just know you're not alone. There's always somebody going through this. There's always someone that will listen. Please, please, make sure you find that help if you need it. I love you guys. God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. I love you guys.